Chemistry of Life, Objective 4, properties of water that are important for life. The first one is solvent. A solvent dissolves things. Water is called the universal solvent because it dissolves many things. Water dissolves many different things. In a solution, which you should know the abbreviation for solution by now. If you don't, make sure you know. It's SOLN. In a solution, you will have the solvent, which, like we said, does the dissolving, and the solute. The solute is dissolved. Salt water is a solution where the salt is the solute and the water is the solvent. Because water can dissolve many things, it transports material in organisms. For example, in our blood, we have sugar that's dissolved and salt that is dissolved. So that's solvent. Water has two other properties that are really important for life. One is cohesion. Cohesion is where water sticks to itself. And if you remember from the bonding part of this unit, it's because of hydrogen bonds. So water sticks to itself because of the hydrogen bonds. Remember that you'll have an oxygen that is slightly negative and a hydrogen of a different water molecule that is slightly positive. That causes them to stick together. Adhesion is when water sticks to other things. Like plants, water can travel up a plant because it is sticking to the sides of the plant vessels. It also pulls up water behind it because of the cohesion, because the water is sticking to itself. So cohesion and adhesion, two other properties of water. Temperature control. Water can take in or release a lot of energy. Remember, energy is abbreviated big E, and not change its temperature very much. So water can take in lots of energy from the sun or other places it gets energy from the earth and not change its temperature very much. We see this in the winter when water will not freeze even though it's been freezing overnight for many days in a row. And the same thing in the spring when the ice doesn't thaw just because you get one day of above freezing temperatures. This is good for living things because they don't go through a lot of temperature changes because living things have a lot of water in them. So temperature control, another property of water. Lastly, water is less dense as a solid. For example, ice floats. Because ice floats, it doesn't crush organisms in lakes over the winter. So water is less dense as a solid than as a liquid. So what that allows it to do is float in the winter. So all the fish and the frogs and the turtles living below, well, mostly the fish, are not going to be crushed by the ice. So those are the properties of water that are important for living things.